Well, welcome to another live stream here. It is my watch and learn. This is an opportunity for you to kind of watch over my shoulder as I go through some things, and you can ask questions as well. So, this is a great opportunity. I have lots of years of experience, so hopefully, you gain some value out of this trick that I'm going to show you here with a tool called SE Ranking. And I think that you're going to find that this is quite helpful when you use a thing called Relevant Page, which is the latest tool that we've built, which is not using GTB3. It's our own AI that we've built based on what we started doing back with Siphon AI, and so now it's like we built a writer, then we took some ideas that I had just tossing through my head about how to actually make an AI writer that can write on any topic, even the lesser known topics. And I think that that's what we've been able to achieve. And I want to kind of show you some of the power tips and ways that I would use it. And then you can, see for yourself. All right. So as we're waiting for a few people to get in here, I'm just going to check to make sure we're online. Looks like we're online on LinkedIn. Let's see. We got we're live on YouTube right now, and let me just check Facebook as well as we're waiting for a few people to get into the room here. And let's see. Mass Page Tools is our group, and let's just take a look. It looks like yep, it is live right now. So, welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. This is our second episode, and hopefully you get something out of this. So it's just looking over my shoulder, watching what we do, and it would be great to see if I can answer some questions. All right. Let's see. I see a couple comments coming through. If you guys want to throw your comments in, let us know who's there. That would be awesome as well. Always appreciate you guys stopping by our group and all of the fun stuff here on YouTube and on Facebook. So my name is Daryl Ledyard with Mass Page Tools, and today I'm going to be working through some of the latest features with Relevant Page and how I use it with a tool called SE Ranking. And whether you use our tool or not, you're going to find some value here that you can use for coming up with topics to write on. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up is let's bring up I'm going to close my site down here. Whoop, close me down. A little bit of a delay. All right, so this is SE Ranking that you see right here. We do have an affiliate link in the description. If you're interested, it's go.ht/SE Ranking. And if you take a look here, I wanted to show you one of the methods, and this thing is pretty amazing actually, how fast it actually works. I'm going to try to enlarge the screen a little bit and also solo it so you can see the screen a little bit better. If you're on a desktop or a tablet, this is probably the best way to do this. All right, so one of the things that I love to see content on is the word how. A lot of people that are looking for how, then you can just sort of pull them into more information. You can build good pillar content off of that. That's really long content, and you could do a whole lot of things with it. So what I'm using here is the keyword suggestions on SE Ranking. It's over on the left hand side. It's right over here. You click on that and you have an ability to put in your seed keyword for it. So I like to start like really far out, and then I would go ahead and go deeper in. So when you type in how in SE Ranking, you get 5.3 million keywords that they're tracking for keywords that have how, which is quite impressive. The top one here is 1.5 million searches, and the keyword difficulty is 45, and that is how many ounces in a cup? That is the biggest question asked. How many ounces in a cup? So let's just say, okay, we wanted to go after that. It's a 45 ranking. Maybe we'll do like a medium article or some kind of article somewhere where it has higher rankings and things like that. So go ahead and we just copy this. All right. And we go into our tool relevant page. And if we drop this in here, you have a couple of options. If you notice, we got rid of the big yellow box up at the top. We do have some yellow throughout, but we have now the blue button is fast generate. And that's going to be like your straight AI off of its own knowledge. And that's, typical. And it's much faster. It's more of a basic search for its knowledge. And then the auto research, and this over here is the under the hood. So we're going to just sort of focus just on this because this is a well-known thing. How many ounces in a cup? That should be a pretty fast generate. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the fast generate, and let's see what comes up for that. So how many ounces in a cup? And the idea is not to just give a little bit of fluff, but to give more intense information. So here's some information that comes right off the basic generate. And then if you're like not so happy with it, if it isn't deep enough for what you're trying to have, let me just go ahead and enlarge this for people. Now here's something a little bit more, right? But would this answer the query? Like, would this really answer the question for people? So if we put in how many ounces in a cup, it's probably going to go right to Google, and Google's going to show you right at the top, just like I thought. This, so it's not a great example for trying to rank for it because you're going to be competing against this kind of a calculator right at the top, right? And all of these things, but there's a lot of searches for it. There's a lot of searches, but the chances of you being able to monetize that isn't that great, okay? Because they're going to have a tool up at the top. But I just wanted to show this to you as an example of how this could work, okay? So now we go back to SE ranking, and what I'm going to do is show you some more ninja tricks, things that you can do when you have SE ranking for finding content to write about, okay? So what I'm going to suggest is to go ahead and click on these filters. And I'm going to tell you some of my favorite filters that I've used. And it has actually worked pretty well to get some rankings. And I want to show you how this has worked. Okay, so first off, we're going to go and go to search volume. And search volume, I'm going to set at 50. Okay. Setting the search volume at 50 is, I think, a basis. If you don't really have a search volume of 50, it might not be worth your time. And now cost per click, I always put it around 50 cents. The reason why I do that is if, let's say, for example, something has any kind of value at all, there's at least a 50-cent bid on it through AdWords. All right. So I'm going to keep that at 50 cents. All right. Now, as far as the difficulty, I'm going to not set that yet. So I'm just going to apply these two filters. And I'm going to look at this number right here. And I went from 5 million to 339,000 keywords. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and look at it and see. I'm going to reduce this down so I can actually use this properly. All right. So what I'm going to do is look here at the search volume now. So the highest at this point is how many weeks in a year, right? How many weeks in a year? 823,000. How to delete an Instagram account? 823,000, right? You can see all this. How to lose how fast to lose weight. Some weight loss ones in here, and things like that. So we have a CPC over 50 cents, and we have the keyword difficulty we haven't even set yet. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look here at these numbers. And if you look here, like this one right here, how too fast to lose weight. Okay. And it has a very high competitive score of 98%. Okay. But if you take a look at some of these other ones, you will see like this one, how to register voters, has a low competition and is a very high search. Now, I'm going to be looking for things that I could tie in with an affiliate offer or tie into my business or something like that. And you're going to probably want to do the same thing. So it'll be up to you to figure out what is the best way to monetize, because I always think monetization first before I will go ahead and do all of this work to try to find all of the things, right? So all right, so here we go. The next step is to go after competition that is below 0.45, and we're going to apply filters to that. And now we went down to 225,000 keywords that have the word how in it, and the competition is fairly low, right? So the competition is fairly low. All right. And we want to reduce the difficulty below 0.45. All right. Oh, that's not the right figure. Hold on a second. Keyword difficulty. Where is that column? I have to. Oh, okay. It's a number 0 and up. So I'm gonna say keyword difficulty. I'll just keep it the way it is. Actually, I'll just clear out the difficulty. I think it'll be based on like 3 or 4. Let me just see if I can make it 4, and see if I make it like that. If I have still quite a bit. So there's 710. So it must be based on a number up to 100. So let's go with 40. I'll go to 55. I see some 55s in here. Let's see what that does. All right. Everything seems to be below that. So there's 215,000. I probably won't even bother with the keyword the SEO difficulty, because I think that sometimes that's not the greatest indicator. All right, so we'll take a look here, and we'll now go after taking a look and looking at what is in a include of what we're in. So if we're into, let's say, crypto, not that I am lately, but if you were into selling any sort of affiliate for crypto, you would just put in the include for crypto. So now only you have how, you have crypto, and you got to hit this green check mark down here. All right. And so when you do that, you're going to come down to any of these that have the keyword crypto in it. And there's 360 different ones with crypto. And so this is like already got the less competition. Okay. And it's got a CPC, so people are already paying for it. Now this one, how to mine crypto is 5.4K, and the competition is fairly low. The CPC is at 76 cents. Okay, so if you were to go here and copy this and go to like relevant page, we're gonna pop this in here. I'm first going to reset the page for a second here. All right. I'm just going to take how to mine crypto, and I'll show you how a typical AI content writer is going to write that. So if you hit fast generate, that's what you're going to get, is sort of the basics, right? Sometimes it'll be a lot because there's a lot in that topic, but a lot of times you'll find better research with the auto research button, the big yellow button. Okay. So if you look at this here, a lot of this stuff it looks pretty good actually, because it does talk about specific mining things. It talks about ant pool and slush pool and things like that. It gets into more specifics, so that's pretty good. How to mine crypto, we did pretty good. Now, if you were really happy with this and you want to make a really long article, right, then you would just go in and let's say we go up to, let's say, 6 and output again. Okay. And now you'll be able to go in and get considerably more content on this concept, how to mine crypto. Okay. And then you could give it to somebody to edit, or if you're good at editing and you want to edit it down into a really good article, um, then you can take it from there. So this has a whole lot of pieces and parts to it, and you can go ahead and fix it, because what we did is we did 6 different variations. Okay, so you have a lot of content. Okay, but let me show you another way to look at this. Okay, this is my favorite way to use relevant page. Okay, that's relevant.page. If you go up here and you hit auto research, that's going to do a lot of stuff in the back end. And I'll show you that in the end, what it has done. But what it's going to do is look for ranking content, things that are already ranking. It'll do the research around that and then create sort of a knowledge base for the AI to write off of. Okay, so it's really, really fascinating how well this does, and writing real content that you can use. Okay, and it can be on a lot of different topics, and I'll show you in a little bit how many different topics you could write on. Is so many different topics, it's not even funny. So I just got to ban somebody here, block user. All right, so as soon as this little thing is done at the top, you'll see. Now, when you automate the research, it's going to take more time because it's going out and it's doing a whole lot of things on the back end. So it's going to take you more time, but you'll end up with definitely more insightful information, provided that these top ranking websites have what you're looking for. All right, let me just go ahead and for a second. I'm just going to reset this for a second, because whenever I stream, it's always got a lot going on. So let's just take a look and see if I'll just start it from scratch. That same term. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go ahead and how to mine crypto. And we'll go ahead and do that. And we're using the auto search, and that does take a little bit more time. Not a lot, but a little bit more time. Okay. And I'll go over some of these other features to see if these are things that would help for you. But the idea is we grabbed something here from SE Ranking, and we broke it down to crypto, and then we've set it all up here. So search volume over 50, CPC at least 50 cents, the competition under 0.45. Okay, and so let's see what's going on here. If we go ahead and hit the search, you can see in the search, this is the information. Now there is some HTML in there, so that could be probably why it's goofing up. So let's go ahead and how to mine cryptocurrency. And so we give you the power under the hood to go ahead and change the source information, and it automatically will go out and write off of that new source information. So we give you the top 10 results, and now it's basically using that as a way to generate lots and lots of content. Okay, so now we talk about getting the right software, obtaining all of this kind of stuff. The 4 steps to start mining cryptocurrency. All right. If you wanted more content, you just change the output, and you would get more content. And let's see here. There you go. So now you have more content. And what I did on the last Watch and Learn is we take all of this stuff and then sort of stitch it together into one really nice size uh, post. Okay, so it'll be very helpful to be able to have this information. It also creates a summary for you, so you can breaks all of that stuff down from all of those different things into one thing. You just have to put some paragraph marks in there. You could also rewrite the output. So, like if you're not 100% happy with it, you can hit rewrite, and it'll rewrite the entire output for you. And then if you want to translate the output, you can translate the output, the summary, or the rewrite. So let's say we want to translate the rewrite to Arabic. We can go ahead and do that. And let's see here. Galley. There you go. So that did the summary, and it looks like the rewrites are too long. You have to do like one, because it's the API that we use will only allow so much to go through it. So you have to make sure that it's under, I don't know, 750 words, something like that, before it starts to choke up a little bit. All right, so then we go to translate and we go run it. There you go. What a beautiful wording that is. Here's French for you. All right, it's ready to go, just like that. All right, so let's get out of cryptocurrency because it hasn't been so popular lately. Let's go into something else. So if we go in here, and I was looking at the dog walking niche. So I'm just going to put in dog, okay, and just like how and dog and all of these things, okay. So if you love your dogs, you want to do something online because you love dogs, right? And there's a lot of fans of dogs. You'll see there's 2,173 keywords based on our filters that are about dogs. All right. So the very first one is dog training how to. This is how to draw a dog, how to remove a tick from a dog. Wow, there's quite a bit. 22,000 about how to remove a tick. Let's go ahead and put that into Relevant Page and see what that would do. Because boy, if you live in the country and you have a dog and they get a tick on them, that's really bad. You want to get rid of that tick right away. So we definitely would want to do that. So we're just going to go in here, how to remove a tick from a dog. We'll first fast generate to see what comes up, and then we'll compare it to the auto research. All right. So see what happens here. There you go. How to remove a tick from a dog. You can kind of see that if you can look at your screen there. Talks about rubbing alcohol, dispose of the tick by putting a sealed bag or flush it down the toilet. And yeah, we have a place in my town that will test for if it's infected with Lyme disease or something. So you can actually take the tick in and get it checked and everything. So that's a pretty concise thing. And then if you were to go ahead and hit auto research, it's going to go ahead and look for the latest information on this from a hopefully a trusted source that's top ranking. So yeah, I'll show you that in a minute and show you how this works. So there we go. All right, so there's some basic information. And if we go into the under the hood, we can see here we have this custom tab, and this is where you can put in your basic details and things like that that you want specifically included in the article. Then we have the search tab, and this is a search engine up here at the top. How to remove a tick from a dog. That's taken right from above, and then you can fetch the research. So if you want to just keep changing it, you can do that. this is the top ranking website, AKC, right? There's Pet MD, Humane Society, and everything like that. So imagine you're like, okay, well, I don't like this. I want to go to Pet MD. You just go ahead and hit the drop down, and it's going to go ahead and reposition us down here and write an article off of that. Okay, so you have so many different ways to get content in here. And it's really great for like those topics that are hard to get any kind of AI, action from, because they're just going to be too generic, right? So a lot of things are with AI, it's just surface level. And I've really thought that it's good to have a tool that goes beyond the surface level. And that's the inspiration behind this. But you can see, it gives you more details and things like that. And you can write, once you're happy with that, you can just write more outputs, and more can come from that. The other thing that's really cool about this tool is that you can do replacements. So let's say the site has a brand name in it. If you put in your entity replacement, it'll change their brand name into your brand name. Their phone number will become your phone number. Your city and state will become their city and state will become your city and state, and their website will become your website, all in the output. So that's entity replacements. And now we have a new tab called location. And with location, if you put in a city or town, and this works really well because the other ones would work well for larger cities. This is more for smaller cities. And if you're doing like points of interest and things like that, let's say you're doing like mass pages or pages with local landing pages around the main city, right? You may not have a lot of information out there on that smaller city. So I'm just trying to think of a smaller city that we could put in here. I put in Lake Placid before, and I'm just going to put New York because there's one in Florida too. And I'm just going to hit the city research button. And what that's going to do is it's going to do that research just for that town. I didn't do anything else, but here's some information, and now that's going to go in and write off of that information. So if you want to see, here's the information that was pulled in specifically, and it'll go ahead and write off of that as well. So that's very, very helpful for those smaller towns, and it'll help you to write content on your landing pages. I really think that today, your automation is really, I think it's important that you actually, if you can, manually update certain sections of your pages. So that way it doesn't have, this structure and things like that is, predictable, that it's been mass created. So that would be something I would recommend today with the way Google is. I think it would be smart of you to do that. So back to SE ranking again. If you wanted to pick anything out about dogs, you could go ahead and just put in dogs, and you've got 2,000 in here. And then if you're like, well, I want to have a higher search volume, so I'm going to go up to 150. And now that's going to trim that list down to 1,000. And you see some things about heartworm and some different things. And it's really great for getting to know your niche as a content creator on this tool, SE ranking. If you're in a certain niche and you want to know what the big questions are people are asking, and the amount of searches for them and all of that, this is a really great tool. I'm really impressed with what they've been doing with it. It's been quite interesting what it can do. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, in the comments. Yeah, I think that's almost it. I just wanted to show you the locations thing, where you can look up smaller towns and cities just by putting the name up here in the box and then hitting the city research, and it'll fill this in, and then go ahead and create content off of that. So that's helpful for a lot of people. The other thing is that, it's almost hidden here, but there are other things that you can write. Like once you get all the research up above, you could write like reviews and blog posts and essays and social media posts and all that kind of stuff. You can even write an email off of it as well. So there's that, and then there's the tone. Like, what kind of tone do you want to have the output be? And I think that that's helpful too. Depending on what you're trying to do to engage your reader with the kind of tone that you think would appeal to them. That I think is very, very helpful. All right. So that's basically what I wanted to show today. If anybody has any questions, I'm here to answer any questions that you have. You can also put them in the replay in the comments, and I'll go ahead and fire back an answer to you as best I can. But this is pretty much what I like to do is to use a tool like this to kind of really filter down. Like I said, I started with how up here, and we had over 5 million different keywords. And then we just sort of closed it down based on like search, based on CPC and a competition level, and then just was able to get it to a certain level here. And it's the other thing is, I think it's interesting that you can sort by cost per click, and now you can see if you put in dog. I think this is very helpful as well. You can find the most monetized types of words for, okay, how much Benadryl for a dog? Okay, well, I don't know about an affiliate for that, but if you could, you know, get one of these things that sounds like they're looking for information that you could have an affiliate offer on, then that's something I would highly recommend, because that's a good way to go. All right. So if anybody's interested in relevant.page, you could go ahead and go to relevant.page. It's a website, and it talks about what we have here. As you've seen it, the entity replacement has a search engine built in, where it'll find relevant information, and you can also have multiple outputs. And it's really good for content creators that have to produce a lot of different content. I'm going to show different techniques on how you can use it for writing, Instagram posts, and like, just like having it do a lot of the heavy lifting for your content. Because I look at it almost like a word, like a calculator is for math. This is almost like, just having an extra device or software that's going to help you with your coming up with the words and things like that to express yourself. I think that's the thing. One of the things that one of our users had said was that it really changed her life, because she was I put this about democratizing authorship, because it helps you put thoughts into written content, and democratize authorship, so it gives people a voice to teach, express, and grow. Because the thing is that you can use it and throw in any concept. Okay, one of the things that you can do is just put like a title up here at the top, and then you just go into show options, and under custom put in your notes. Okay. So you could write a book with this easily, because everything that's under the hood here can be used in a very custom way for you as well. So if you had like something specific about your business or whatever, you can put it under custom, and you can you can grab your website and be able to do a lot with that. Let me go to Yelp for a second and show you something. I thought this is so cool that it does this. So like if you were to put in a plumber, let's see here, plumber, and I'll put in plumber repair, and I'm gonna put in Boston. Let's clear this out. Still has it as Paris. I was testing out Paris on here. Clear all filters. Let's see. Fast responding. And we're going to do current location. And let's see here. All right. So let's see. We'll take this one here. Okay. And if we take this URL and we put it into relevant page up here at the top, just paste that in there, right? We hit auto research and it's going to go through and comb through that site. And I'll show you what it's able to come up with from that site. And it's all it's doing is it's taking the information from this Yelp, the reviews and everything. And I'll show you what it's doing on the back end here. In the summer, in the, I got to hit the search. That's what we're looking for. See all this information? This has all been pulled from that Yelp page. All right. And now it's going to make sense of it all and post down here a really nice piece that's very specific about what they offer, right? And so you can rewrite this, you can generate several, you can even go up here and let's say you want to write an email. You can write an email based on this particular, place, or you can do a whole lot of other things. I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve, and because I built this, I can show you some things that it will do. That's really, really cool. So, yeah. So that's that. So, yeah. Imagine you can just take a basic profile and just kind of put it in here, and it'll all write, right off of that. Tell me a tool that does that. So it's really, really awesome what it can do. And then if I wanted to put my replacements in here, I'll put Daryl's Plumbing Service, right? And I'm going to replace their name with that. I'm going to put in my phone number, 544-4343. So you can remember that number, right? And I'm going to put in Syracuse, New York. I'm going to put in Daryl's .co, right? And now we're just going to go ahead and generate again. And you can see their information is now going to be changed, and it'll be totally rewritten too. So all of their stuff will be changed. So see Daryl's Plumbing Service. We took all of their details, their hours of operation, all that stuff, and now it is then aligned with my brand. Okay, that's the entity replacement that's so sweet on this thing, and it'll work it on any site. So let's say, for example, once you've got the replacement set, you can go in here to search, right? And you can go in and look for, okay, let's see. Let's look up some other brand here. So I'll just go in and type in Plumbers Miami, right? And let's see, because until I've reloaded the page, the replacement stays. So we're going to get Plumbers Miami with my information in it. All right. So if you've ever, struggled with copywriting before, this is sort of that golden ticket away from that issue. Not sure what to write on the page, what to do, right? This is going to help substantially with that, because if it's out there, it can be engineered, with using it as the model as the research, right? So it looks like, let's see here. Got to fetch the research here. I went right to Yelp, so let's go to Miami 24/7. All right, so let's go up to the I want to make sure that the replacement didn't change. There we go. Search. Let's see if there's another one. Or plumbing. So there you go. So this was taking their plumbing site and now has replaced all of their stuff with mine. So my phone numbers and everything, that's coming from a Miami plumber site, right? So if you ever struggle and you're like, oh, well, here's a website that does everything we do, go ahead and put your information in the replacements and it'll give you a head start. I mean, I don't think, I think you need to double check these things and look over it, make sure that it's legit to what you do, obviously. But I mean, it's a really nice tool to be able to get something to paper. And if you have, if you could get information to paper faster, that's going to help you a whole lot more, right? Than having to struggle to get those first initial words down. Anybody in here that does any copywriting on a regular basis for your clients? Anybody have an agency or they write for their business quite a bit? They're doing a lot of things on social media. This is a great way to do that, because once you have this information, let me just put in like relevant page, right? And we'll go ahead and do auto research. Now, if we're not ranking number one, it's going to relevant healthcare, right? So there's relevantpages.com. So yeah, so it didn't rank. So let me just put in relevant dot page. Let's see what that is. Oops. So if you take the URL, you can just pop this in and auto research. Has to clear that out. All right. So there you go. It's taken all the information. Then if you wanted to do a social media post, you can reduce that down. It'll take that research and then repurpose it for that. So, all right. So there you go. All right. I think we're going to leave it there for today. Thank you for watching our Watch and Learn, and we'll catch you on the next episode. And if you have any questions, of course, put your questions in the comments, or else message me at daryl.chat. Again, thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.